Welcome back to our channel. To a journey into the fascinating world of British one-penny coins where ordinary-looking copper pennies have transformed into extraordinary treasures worth millions of dollars across the globe. For centuries, the United Kingdom has produced one-penny coins that quietly carried history in the pockets of everyday people, never imagined to become priceless collector items. Today, these humble coins have become legendary auction stars, fetching jaw-dropping prices due to rare dates, royal portraits, minting mistakes, and extremely limited survival rates. From Queen Victoria to King George and beyond, each penny tells a powerful story of empire, industry, and time. In this video, we uncover the most valuable British one-penny coins ever known, revealing why collectors fight fiercely to own them and how a single penny could be worth more than a luxury mansion. Stay with us as we explore history, rarity, and the incredible true value hidden inside Britain's smallest coin. Let's get started. First up, the British one-penny George VI penny coin, dated 1947 from the United Kingdom, stands as a powerful symbol of post-war Britain, carrying deep historical meaning and timeless appeal for collectors around the world, as this copper coin reflects the strength and recovery of a nation emerging from hardship while preserving classic royal tradition. Struck during the reign of King George VI, this one-penny coin features the dignified portrait of the king facing left, representing stability, duty, and leadership during a challenging era in British history when the country was rebuilding its economy, society, and global standing after the Second World War. The reverse design shows Britannia seated with shield and trident, a design rooted in centuries of British coinage, symbolizing naval power, resilience, and national pride, making the 1947 penny not just a coin but a miniature work of historical art. The year 1947 is especially important because it was one of the final years when British pennies were struck in bronze before later composition changes, giving this coin added interest among numismatists who value traditional metal issues from the mid-20th century. This coin was produced without a mint mark, as was standard for United Kingdom circulation coins at the time, since most pennies were struck at the Royal Mint in London, ensuring uniformity and consistency across all examples released into circulation. In uncirculated condition, the 1947 George VI penny becomes far more desirable, as such coins retain their original luster, sharp details, and untouched surfaces, making them increasingly scarce due to decades of circulation, handling, and environmental exposure. Collectors today search carefully for uncirculated examples because most surviving coins from this period show wear, flattening, and surface marks, while a pristine coin offers a rare glimpse into how the penny appeared when it first left the mint over 70 years ago. The market value of a 1947 George VI penny in uncirculated condition can range from several tens of dollars to well over $100, depending on eye appeal, color, and preservation, with exceptional examples commanding even higher prices at auction. While not rare in general circulation condition, the coin becomes rare in true uncirculated state, which drives collector demand and long-term value growth, especially as fewer high-grade specimens remain available each year. For history enthusiasts, this penny represents everyday life in post-war Britain, when such coins were used for daily purchases, reflecting a time when money carried tangible weight and lasting craftsmanship. The portrait of George VI also holds emotional significance, as he was the king who led Britain through wartime adversity, making coins from his reign particularly meaningful to collectors interested in royal history and national resilience. As a storytelling subject, this coin offers rich narrative potential, combining royal legacy, wartime recovery, traditional design, and modern collector value into a compelling journey through time for viewers passionate about coins and history. The smooth surfaces and strong strike of an uncirculated 1947 penny allow viewers to appreciate fine details such as hairlines, lettering, and the iconic Britannia figure, enhancing visual appeal for close-up shots and educational content. Over time, the value of well-preserved George VI pennies has shown steady appreciation as global interest in classic British coinage continues to rise, driven by collectors, investors, and history lovers alike. This makes the British one-penny George VI penny coin of 1947 a timeless collectible whose historical importance, aesthetic beauty, and solid market value ensure it remains a treasured piece in any serious coin collection and an engaging story for any audience seeking rare and meaningful coins. Next up, the British one-penny coin of 1962 is a fascinating piece of numismatic history, and it captures a moment in time when Britain was still deeply rooted in its traditions and yet moving towards a modern era under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin is made of bronze and weighs just over 3 grams with a diameter of about 30 millimeters, making it small enough to carry in your pocket yet significant enough to hold historical value. Its design features a portrait of the young Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, which was created by Mary Gillick, and represents the image of a sovereign who had already become a symbol of stability and continuity in the post-war world. On the reverse of the 1962 penny, we find the iconic Britannia seated with a trident in hand and a shield at her side, symbolizing Britain's maritime power and long-standing strength. This imagery had been a hallmark of the penny coin for decades and reflects the pride of a nation that had endured 2 world wars and was now redefining its place in the global community. The fine condition of this particular coin means
that despite its age it has retained most of its original details with minimal. We're allowing collectors to appreciate the artistry and craftsmanship that went into its production. The historical context of the 1962 penny is equally compelling. During this period, Britain was experiencing social and economic changes with a post-war boom bringing new opportunities for industry and growth. The coin itself was circulated widely yet remains relatively rare in fine condition today because many coins were lost, worn down, or melted for their metal value over the years. Collectors highly prize coins from this era because they offer a tangible connection to the past and a glimpse into the everyday life of ordinary Britons. From a market perspective, the 1962 British penny without a mint mark has become increasingly sought after in recent decades. Coins in fine condition can fetch a value ranging from $20 to $50 depending on the buyer and the context of the sale. Rare specimens that show exceptional preservation or have unique characteristics may even command higher prices at auction or through private sales. The coin represents not only a small monetary unit but also a symbol of continuity and heritage that resonates with collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Understanding the design and production of the 1962 penny reveals much about the Royal Mint's approach during this era. The coin was struck in bronze using high-quality dies, and the relief was carefully maintained to ensure clarity of both the Queen's portrait and the Britannia design. This attention to detail ensured that the coin would endure both in circulation and as a collectible item. Today, these coins serve as educational tools for those studying British history or numismatics, providing insight into the aesthetics and values of mid-20th century Britain. The life cycle of the 1962 penny began in the Royal Mint in London, where it was carefully inspected before being distributed to banks and shops across the United Kingdom. People used these coins daily for transactions from buying groceries to paying for public transport, and while small in denomination, they played an essential role in the functioning of the economy. Their widespread use and eventual wear and tear is part of why finding one in fine condition today is considered a notable achievement for collectors. Collectors of British pennies often focus on the condition and rarity of each coin, as these factors greatly influence market value. A fine condition 1962 penny will display a full portrait of Queen Elizabeth II with minimal marks or scratches, and the Britannia reverse will show clear detail of her trident shield and flowing robes. These visual cues are essential for verifying authenticity and grading the coin, and they contribute to the sense of satisfaction that comes from adding such a piece to collection. The appeal of the 1962 penny goes beyond its monetary value because it embodies cultural and historical significance. It is a reminder of an era when coins were designed with artistry and symbolism in mind, and when everyday objects could carry meaning and pride for a nation. The coin also sparks curiosity about the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, her influence on British society, and the evolution of British coinage over the decades since the early 60s. In addition to its historical and aesthetic qualities, the 1962 penny is also of interest to investors seeking tangible assets in the form of collectible coins. While not as expensive as rare gold or silver coins, the penny offers a lower-cost entry point for those looking to diversify their collections or explore numismatic investments. Its steady demand among collectors ensures that well-preserved coins maintain value and often appreciate over time, providing both enjoyment and financial potential. The provenance of each 1962 penny can add to its intrigue as collectors trace its journey from mint to circulation to private ownership. Coins that come from estates or collections with documented histories often carry additional value because they connect the present collector to past owners and to the broader narrative of the coin's life. These stories add a human element to the history of the coin, making it more than just metal and design but a piece of lived experience. Examining the coin under magnification reveals the fine details that might be missed with the naked eye. The Queen's hair, the folds of her gown, and the delicate patterns on Britannia's shield demonstrate the skill and precision involved in minting the coin. Such features are important for grading purposes and also enhance the collector's appreciation of the artistry involved in producing coins during this period when craftsmanship was highly valued. The 1962 penny is also significant in the context of post-decimalization Britain, as it represents the final years of the old penny system before the country shifted to the decimal system in 1971. This transitional period makes coins like the 1962 penny emblematic of a bygone era and heightens their interest among historians and collectors alike because they mark the end of centuries-old traditions and the beginning of a modern monetary system. For content creators, the story of the 1962 British penny can be expanded into educational and visually engaging videos that explore history, design, and numismatic value, from close-up shots of the coin to animated explanations of Britannia and Queen Elizabeth II. Content creators can offer audiences both aesthetic pleasure and historical knowledge, making it an ideal subject for videos that appeal to collectors, history buffs, and casual viewers alike.
In conclusion, the 1962 British one-penny coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II without a mint mark in fine condition is a rare and treasured collectible. Its combination of historical significance, artistic design, and collectible value make it a remarkable piece that continues to capture the interest of collectors and enthusiasts around the world, whether displayed in a collection or examined in detail. It offers a tangible connection to British history and the enduring reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Next up, the British one-penny coin dated 1963 featuring Queen Elizabeth II represents a powerful moment in modern United Kingdom coin history, and it connects everyday life with royal tradition and national identity in a way that collectors around the world still admire today. This coin was issued during a time of stability and growth in Britain when Queen Elizabeth II was still early in her long reign and the country was balancing tradition with change, which makes the 1963 penny an important historical witness. The obverse of the coin shows a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by Mary Gillick, and this elegant design reflects grace, authority, and optimism that defined the early years of her rule. On the reverse side, the famous Britannia figure appears holding a trident and shield symbolizing strength, maritime power, and continuity, a design that had been used for generations and was deeply familiar to the British public. The 1963 one-penny coin was struck in bronze, and like most British coins of the era, it does not carry a mint mark because all circulation pennies were produced at the Royal Mint in the United Kingdom. In good condition, this coin usually shows moderate wear on the high points while still keeping clear details in the portrait and lettering, which makes it attractive for beginner collectors and history lovers. In today's market, the standard 1963 British penny in good condition is not considered rare and typically sells for around $1 to $3 depending on eye appeal, color, and overall preservation. However, special interest exists for coins with minting errors such as off-center strikes, double impressions, or unusual metal flaws, which can raise the value significantly and sometimes reach tens or even hundreds of dollars. The large mintage numbers mean that millions of these coins were produced, making them common in circulation during the 1960s when they were used daily for shopping, transport, and small household purchases. Despite being common, the 1963 penny holds nostalgic value because it comes from a pre-decimal currency system that ended in 1971, making it a symbol of a vanished way of life in Britain. Collectors often seek this coin as part of a full-date set of Queen Elizabeth II pennies, and it fits perfectly into educational collections that teach young collectors about British numismatics. The history behind this coin reflects the industrial skill of the Royal Mint and the economic conditions of the time when bronze coins were durable, practical, and trusted by the public. For viewers, this coin offers a calm and fascinating story that blends royal imagery, daily use, and historical transition, making it perfect for long-form storytelling content. When presented on screen, the warm brown tones of the bronze penny combined with soft lighting can highlight its age and texture, creating a strong visual connection for the audience. This coin reminds us that not all valuable coins are rare treasures because some are valuable for the stories they carry and the memories they represent. The British one-penny coin of 1963 stands as a humble yet meaningful artifact of Queen Elizabeth II era, and it continues to inspire collectors, historians, and viewers who appreciate the quiet power of everyday history. Next up, the British one-penny coin of 1967 featuring Queen Elizabeth II represents a powerful moment in United Kingdom coin history because it was issued during a time of social change, economic pressure, and the final years before decimalization, and this coin carries the young portrait of the Queen created by Mary Gillick, which symbolized stability, tradition, and continuity for the nation during the post-war era, and even today collectors around the world feel connected to that historical period. When holding this simple bronze coin, the 1967 one-penny coin was struck in bronze and shows the crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, while the reverse displays the famous Britannia seated with trident and shield, a design that had been used for generations and had become an iconic symbol of British strength, heritage, and maritime power, making this coin instantly recognizable to collectors and history lovers. There is no mint mark on the 1967 British penny because all coins of this type were produced at the Royal Mint, which traditionally did not use mint marks on circulating coinage, and this detail often confuses new collectors who believe the absence of a mint mark makes the coin rare, but in reality it reflects standard British minting practices of the time. In terms of condition, a rough condition example means the coin shows heavy wear, dark toning, scratches, or corrosion, and while this lowers its collectible grade, it still holds value as a historical artifact, especially for beginners or those who collect by year rather than condition, and many people around the world still enjoy owning these coins for nostalgia and educational purposes. The mintage of the 1967 one-penny coin was very high, with tens of millions produced, which means it is not considered rare in general circulation. However, rarity can still exist in special circumstances such as mint errors, off metal strikes, or unusually preserved examples that survived decades without heavy wear. In today's collector's market, the value of a 1967 British one-penny coin in rough condition is usually modest and typically ranges between $1 to $3 depending on demand-eye appeal and the current interest in pre-decimal British coinage, and while it may not be worth a fortune, it remains an important piece of numismatic history. Some collectors hope to find rare varieties among 1967 pennies such as die cracks, weak strikes, or misaligned designs, and while these errors are uncommon, they can significantly increase the value of the coin, especially if authenticated by a professional grading service. The historical background of this coin is deeply connected to the late 1960s, which was a time of cultural transformation in Britain marked by changes in fashion, music, and society, and this penny circulated through shops, markets, and households during an era when Britain was redefining its global identity. This coin was one of the last pennies issued before the United Kingdom moved toward decimal currency in 1971, making it part of the final chapter of the old monetary system that had existed for centuries, and many people remember using these pennies in daily life, which adds emotional value beyond money. Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on this coin reflects her early reign and shows a youthful monarch at the beginning of what would become the longest reign in British history, and this alone gives the coin historical importance regardless of its condition or market value. Collectors today often include the 1967 penny in complete date runs of Queen Elizabeth II pennies, and it serves as a key reminder of traditional British coin design before modern changes simplified currency and materials. Even in rough condition, this coin can be a meaningful collectible, especially for content creators, because it allows storytellers to connect history, everyday life, and the evolution of money into one engaging narrative for viewers around the world. The bronze composition of the coin also tells a story of material use before rising metal costs forced changes in coinage, and holding this penny offers a tangible link to a time when coins were heavier, warmer in color, and more durable. For many collectors outside the United Kingdom, including audiences in America, Asia, and the Middle East, the 1967 British penny represents a classic piece of old-world currency, and its association with Queen Elizabeth II adds international recognition and appeal. In conclusion, the British one-penny coin of 1967 without mint mark and rough condition may not be extremely rare or highly valuable in dollar terms, but its historical significance, design heritage, and connection to a changing Britain make it a fascinating coin to own, collect, and showcase in any video about classic world coins and hidden stories of everyday money. Thanks for watching.